Gilfach Goch. When I was growing up, I was told the name translated to Red Valley or Red Nook. Whatever the correct translation, it matters not, for the etymology of each word is pretty much the same. A valley is a low, often secluded area of land between two mountains, while a nook is a secluded cranny, a remote and sheltered spot. And in a modern let's get in our cars sense, Gilfach Goch is indeed remote. There is one road in and one road out, which often leads outsiders to mock the small community. But if you were born in Gilfach Goch, raised there, then this beautiful valley will always be in your blood, forever calling you. There now follows some memories, personal to me but perhaps meaningful to others. For all of us who have ever lived in the valleys, each of us who have ever gazed up through smog-filled skies to a star-clustered universe beyond, who have puffed up steep streets and slid down grass-flattened bankings, swum in the rivers, climbed the trees, all of us who have done these things share a common bond. That bond is Gilfach Goch, a place, but more than that, for it truly is a pooled molecule within our DNA. Friday nights and Sunday afternoons, those were my times to visit the Workman's Hall. In the years I grew up, during the 1970s, the hall was used as a cinema, a bingo hall and a library, but it was the cinema that was my interest. I would often see the same film. Multiple viewings of titles such as Star Wars, Grease and the Bruce Lee Kung Fu movies loom large in my mind. It wasn't expensive to go in, though we would often sneak in. As schoolboys our economy was built on dirty pennies, hard-earned by pushing newspapers through doors or selling manure collected from the mountainside. You had to be frugal then, and one of us would pay and then surreptitiously, avoiding beaming torches and bad-tempered ushers, sneak around and open the fire exit and let a dozen more in for free. Those were the days, and being a lifelong film fan, I think I loved the Workman's Hall most of all. Gilfach Goch Workman's Hall opened in 1924 and provided facilities broadly typical of miners' institutes in this period, including a cinema, capacity 556 seats, providing films and variety performance. With the closure of the local colliery in 1960, the institute suffered and was eventually demolished in the early 1980s. Today the site is occupied by modern housing. It cost a little more to sit upstairs, and we would often pay for a downstairs seat, the budget option, and then go to the toilet, and when the lights went out we would make our way upstairs. Sometimes we would be caught, but more often we were not. It was better upstairs, and if the film bored us, we would have the option of dropping sweets over the balcony onto the heads of those below. Let's go down the river, boys. Come on, come on, come on. The sun always seemed to shine on us whenever we weren't in school. Skip, jump and run, the days were always fun. Back then we had no video games to keep us indoors, and mothers would sweep us out in the morning and tell us to be back for tea. Down the woods we went. It was where we always played, paddling through the river or hiding in the ferns. Crab apples and blackberries, windberries too, would provide us sustenance and a stomachache to boot. We would dam the river, make a pond, and sit there smoking stolen cigarettes and drinking Corona pop. Soon word would get around that the dam was built, and the kids would come down from the top of Gilfach, the village and the site. The farmer then a-huttering, "Get off my land, I'll have the dog on you." That spoil sport in a flat cap would come along and tractor through our dam to keep us from his land. But when he was gone we'd build again. We were industrious like that. The woods would also provide much fun. When we were young, our imagination would transform the maple, oak and sycamore trees into the wild, wild west. And as we got older, the trees provided shade to kiss and touch our girlfriends, and sometimes get a bit of top. And so, there we have it, Gilfach Goch, and just a memory or two. There's so much more I could tell you, of characters that I've known, Jockey Bull, 5'0" with bicycle legs like tree trunks, Furnival the Breaker, and his ever-present cigar, Ray Bonner the Shoe, Kitty Badmans and Glyn TV too, Die Bando stood on the village square in rain and sunshine too, whilst Emeris told all the bus timetable, and that he was more than able. Knock knock Ginger and British Bulldog, skateboards in the park, screaming for a lark. Gilfach Goch, the little red valley, forever occupies a nook within my heart.